AITA for quitting on the spot even though we were understaffed and it made my manager cry? I worked at a retail store in the mall. The store is divided into men's, women's and children's clothes. I always worked women's and on the weekdays I was always the only employee in that entire section. Yesterday myself and 2 other employees clocked into ours shifts. My manager Lisa pulled me aside and told me, "Your dad's called the store 5 times asking for your schedule, please tell him to stop." I got extremely confused because that didn't sound like something my dad would do. I even texted him and he said he never called the store once. I had a bad feeling and asked Lisa if she gave my dad my schedule and she did. I then told her that wasn't my dad and she had no right telling a strange man my schedule. She got annoyed and told me that it wasn't a big deal and I was being dramatic. I then quit on the spot, which only left her and 2 other employees to watch the entire store. She kept apologizing and even burst into tears because they were understaffed. AITA? NTA. What she did is a fireable offense for a lot of companies. And compromises your safety a great deal. What if this dad kidnapped you or hurt you on your way in or home? Yeah, no. NTA. That's horrifying. NTA. That's scary. Unprofessional. Quite possibly illegal. Depending on circumstances, location. And I'm glad you stood up for yourself. Separately. If you have a known, suspected stalker, report him to the police immediately. Good luck. NTA. That's a fucking stalker. Your manager has literally endangered your life. You need to document this. Someone with more legal knowledge can tell you what to do. But if something happens to you, she's partially to blame. In the meantime, make sure your taser is charged and your pepper spray is working. NTA. She gave some random creep your schedule. And expects you to continue working there when whoever this is knows when and where you work. You had every right to walk out. Especially after she minimized your feelings about it. NTA. She was in the wrong. There's absolutely no reason she should have given out your schedule to anyone but you unless you approved her to do so. There's no knowing what this individual's intentions were or why he wanted to know your schedule. I think quitting was your best move and quite possibly the best move you could have done to ensure your safety. NTA. It's like Manager 101 that you don't give you your employees' schedules. You never know if someone is stalking your staff or otherwise being sketchy as fuck. NTA. But creepy ASF. I think quitting was a very sensible move since seems like someone is trying to stall you. And you're quite right that she shouldn't have given that info out without checking with you first. As a manager, she should know better and apologized instead of downplaying it. Though there's some beauty in her accusing you of being overdramatic for you to do the most dramatic thing and quit on the spot. Good for you, honestly. There's probably a good reason they're short-staffed and it has nothing to do with your decision to leave. Best of luck. Hope you find another job quick. NTA. You are very smart for quitting. Stay safe. NTA. I've managed retail. I would never give out an employee's schedule. I would have told Dad that he needs to get the schedule from you first. NTA. Your manager put your safety at risk. I had a stalker calling repeatedly at one of my old jobs. Doggy daycare. He was calling to talk to me or get my schedule. My boss refused over and over. Dude wouldn't leave a message. Just demanded my schedule. I finally took the call. Recognized his voice. Yelled at him and hung up. I told my boss that as far as anyone on the phone was concerned, I no longer work there. I have a cell phone. The people I know can and will reach me there. The newest manager, power-tripping wench, took a call and gave my full schedule, despite instructions that I'm not there if their phone rings for me. My stalker showed up and just watched me on the camera in the front office for a while. When I disappeared from the camera view, he shoved another employee against a wall and let himself into the back to come find me. He came face to face with one of our large male managers and a dog that hated new people. Doggo nipped, growled and lunged. I'm pretty sure the guy pissed himself a little. Before I could take him away, and my manager handled my stalker before the police took him away. He never would have shown up if that manager hadn't given my schedule and jeopardized the safety of everyone there. Edit. Words for clarity. NTA, that's a safety issue. NTA, your manager put you in danger. Quitting was the correct response. I don't care who they say they are. You don't give out employee details to anyone but the employee. NTA. She gave info about you to a stranger. You could have gotten her into a lot of trouble with her boss had you wanted to. Finding someone to cover your shift is not exactly her main problem right now. NTA. When I worked as a lead, I used to either say I can't confirm or deny if someone by that name works here, or straight up say they don't work here and contact the person they were trying to reach. One day this girl kept calling for her boyfriend. Well, I knew a little of the situation but not the full story, but I did know they broke up. After the first time I told my coworker and he told me the full story. The first time she was just asking for him. The second time he said his brother-in-law, her brother, was looking for him. The third time she said his brother-in-law was hurt and she needed him to come help. She called more times with more rants. The last time she called, she said to tell him that she was there with her brother. Welp, they were there to beat him up. One of the big boss had to call security and the cops. They started to pass out flyers of the brother's face stating that he wasn't allowed in. My coworker had to be escorted to his car. Turns out the ex beat him up and lied that he beat her. I believe all three got arrested, but only the brother was charged. Long story short, don't give out employees' schedule. NTA, and please consider notifying your corporate HQ that this happened. This may prevent it happening again and should ensure that they won't give you a negative reference. NTA, and I'm pretty sure what she did was illegal. NTA. Your manager is an idiot and should be reported to her boss for being so stupid and potentially putting you at risk. It might be worth filing a report with the police about possible stalking. It will probably end now that you've quit, but just in case, it would be good to have the police be aware. Also, don't give this manager's name as a reference when you apply for a new job. You don't want her knowing where you work. It's a basic safety issue. Your boss should not be giving out your schedule to anybody. NTA. And you definitely did the safest thing by quitting. When I worked in fast food, a guy used to come in and if he couldn't see me he'd ask another worker if I was in that day. Even at 15 they understood that it was creepy and invasive. And on more than one occasion told him I wasn't on when I was just out the back. They always told me when this happened, so I knew what was going on. Report your manager, because that is a huge safety violation which could have gotten you stalked, harassed or assaulted. Her crocodile tears wouldn't save you from a potentially dangerous situation.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.